What are the advantages of e-books over paper books?
I think e-books, people can read books in their smartphones, so they don't need to carry paper books. So it's more convenient and yeah, it's more convenient.
Okay, all right. Do you think there are any advantages of paper books over e-books?
No idea.
Okay. What happens to your phone if the battery runs down? Then you can't read your e-book.
Yeah.
But you can always read a paper book. Personally, I was saying, just as I say, I did these questions with somebody else. A friend of mine about a year ago, transferred 4,000 ebooks to my hard drive. 4,000 ebooks. Okay.
Yeah.
And I love reading. I've only read one book of the 4,000. And in fact, I didn't even finish it because something happened to my phone. I can't remember what it was, so out of 4,000. But I've got a whole wall, and this is just in this room in this house. I've got boxes full of books. So I enjoy reading books. I just prefer reading paper books.
Yeah.
I think unless I was going on holiday. If I was going on holiday, then I think it'd be a good idea to put maybe 4 or 5 books onto a tablet or a phone, because then it's not so bulky to carry around. So from that point of view, it's more convenient. But I would say yes, you're right. It's if you've got a phone or a tablet that you take with you anyway, you don't have to carry a paper book around with you. So and plus the fact that you can store several books on your device. Okay. When you watch the recording back, you'll have all the answers there. So
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So moving on to another topic. Do you usually see your friends during the week or at weekends?
I usually meet my friends on weekends because I have to go to academy, which is where teach me English during the weekdays. So I prefer with my friends on weekends.
Okay. The last time you saw your friends, what did you do together?
The last time we went to a library, but we called here music library, so we could enjoy LP music and had nice dinner.
What, in the LP library?
No, another place.
Oh, okay, right. So what is? Explain to me, what is an LP library? I don't really understand. That's the first time I've heard about it.
You know Hyundai? Yeah, Hyundai.
Oh yeah.
Hyundai likes invest to cultural life or something like that, because in London there is Taj Modern and Hyundai invests there too, and in Korea they make music library. So if you can go there, you can listen music, very old music to
okay.
modern music. But these days, people don't make LP. You know LP, right?
Of course, I know LP. Yes.
Well, there is modern pop music LP is there too.
Okay. So literally, they're called. We used to call them back in the day when I used to buy them. They're called vinyls. Vinyl. It's like a
Yeah,
black.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I actually I'm old enough that I've still got a big collection of vinyls. Uh, but they're in a box, and of course everything now I've transferred to MP3s. So I just move it from device to device. But I can't bring myself to throw these LPs away. So I've still got them. And when I was living in New Zealand, one month of each year, and it rotates around, because I was living in Auckland, and each sort of subdivision or each township within Auckland has a different month. And what they do is everybody throws out all of their things that they don't want to keep in the house anymore. So they clear their old stuff, and they just put it outside on the side of the road. And usually what happens is people walk along and say, "Oh, that's I just need one of those," or "I need that to fix something else." And so people throw it out, and other people pick it up, and then whatever's left over at the end gets taken away by the council, and they dispose of it in, with the rest of the garbage. And I used to walk around looking at that, and you could find parts for your computers, and if you have to sticks of RAM or something like that, I could scavenge all of those things. And there was several places where people were just throwing away their vinyl LPs.
Yeah.
So I just picked them all up and took them home. So right, okay. Okay, so in that LP, so what is it called? An LP museum or LP cafe or what?
Their name, music library.
Oh, music library. Okay, all right. And are you allowed to copy the music, or is it just there so you can listen to it?
Allow coffee from other places, but they don't sell any drinks, beverages.
Right. So how do you listen to it? Do you ask them do you like request them to play music, or can you select it, or how does that work?
I can choose one LP, and they helps me to listen and put the record.
So do you listen to it on headphones, or does it play in? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Actually, vinyl is coming back now. There are some people back in the UK and the US, and they say that the sound quality from vinyl is actually much better than it is from CDs or MP3s. That the sound is like they say it's a warmer quality to it. So actually, I think sales of vinyls are actually increasing. It's actually, but probably just for a few specialist people. But it's actually increasing again.
Yeah, I think so.
And the other good thing about buying vinyl records was that, of course, they were big like that.
Yeah.
And the sleeves, the covers had very good artwork on them. And so a lot of people like that. That's really why I don't like to throw it away, is because of the artwork. So
yeah.
Okay, all right. So right. So the last question in part one. In what ways are your friends important to you?
Because when I meet my friends, and then I can go restaurant with them, or I can go to club, and then I think it helps me to get rid of stress. And sometimes I rely on them when I feel sad. Yes.
Okay, well, but I think that's this part that you're talking about now is the answer to the question. Okay, so in what ways are your friends important to you? Yes, of course, socializing, going out and partying or eating or relaxing or something like that. But I think the answer to the question is that when I'm stressed or depressed or I have any problems, I can talk to my friends and they can help me to solve my problems.
Yeah.
Oh, you agree with me? Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. So, or I can go to them and they can give me advice or something like that. Okay. I'd say that's the answer to the question.
Yeah, advice.
So do you have just one or two close friends that you would confide in, or do you talk to many of your friends?
Only few of them. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So clock ready. So you can see it now. You got your pen and paper.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I'll give you 1 minute to study the question, and your time starts now. Okay, that's your 1 minute of thinking time. So I'd now like you to talk about the topic for between 1 and 2 minutes, and your time starts now.
I'm going to talk about a situation when I got angry. Actually, I think I'm very positive person, so I usually don't get angry, but the event happened in my workplace. I'm talking about my seniorness. When I work with her, she is right, and the others are all wrong, she thinks. So sometimes I argue with her with many problems. For example, we have to count.
Okay, that's your 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, you know what you're describing, the language that you're using is good. It's your biggest problem is hesitancy. It doesn't flow.
Yeah.
And you've got to be able to tell these stories. I think you put yourself under a lot of pressure. And I think if you were to just tell me the story, because this one's actually an ideal question, because it's describe a situation when you got a little angry. In other words, tell me a story about a time when you got angry, when you got a little bit angry. So it's a story about when you got angry. Okay,
Yeah.
and once you tell that story, it should be able to flow, because if you can, as long as you can think of the incident, then you just start about, obviously you gave it, your introduction was good, but then as the 2 minutes expired, there was too many gaps which got longer and longer, and you didn't really, although you described the person. So let's say where it happened. Okay, it happened at work. When it happened, you didn't really say. Who you were with, you explained that it was a senior nurse, but I don't know if there was anybody else who was present at the time, or whether it was just the two of you. And explain why you felt angry. Well, you've described her personality, that she was always right and everybody else was always wrong. So you've set the background, but you haven't told me the incident itself, the particular time when you got angry. So you need to be straight away describing the story of the time when you got angry, the story itself. So just tell me, unless it was just like an ongoing situation where you were always feeling angry with her, can you give me an example of one time when you got angry with her?
I personally don't remember that. I forgot it after the event. That
Right.
event. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
in which case it's a difficult story to tell if you've forgotten about it.
I don't have.
Okay, so forget about that one. Think of another situation. Did you say, have you got a brother or sister? You got a brother, haven't you?
Yeah, I have a brother.
There must be a situation when you got angry with your brother. Is he older or younger than you?
Younger than me, but
Poor kid. I feel sorry for him. As somebody who is a younger brother to an older sister who was always giving me a hard time when we were growing up together.
No, I don't.
I'm sure you do.
No.
But there must.
we respect their life.
I can't believe that.
It's true. That's true.
Okay, but I'm sure that in all of your lives together, growing up together, you must have got angry with him.
Yeah, it was, but it was very young.
Yeah.
We play computer games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then now we don't fight at all.
Of course. Once you get older, once you mature, but when you're kids, I mean, I was always fighting with my sister. I mean, she was a real bully. She was 2 years older than me, and she bullied me, and until we reached our teens, and then all of a sudden, because she was always bigger than me, and then when we got to the teens, and then I grew bigger, then in the end, from her pushing me around, I was like able to stand over the top of her and say, okay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she was Miss Reasonable, and she was very respectful.
Yeah, I have like that experience.
Of course you do, because you're an older sister. And I told my kids, because I've got my stepdaughter and my son, and there's a big age gap between them. There's like 6 or 7 years age gap between them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my stepdaughter was always pushing my poor little son around when he was very small. And I used to say to her, I said, "You be careful, Heidi." I said, "Because he's going to grow bigger than you." And she never believed it. Because of the age gap, the height difference was so much.
Yeah.
And he's taller than me now. He's 18, and he's probably 6 foot tall. He's he's that much taller than me. And of course, she's like her mother. She's only about 5 foot tall. So there's like almost 1 foot difference. There's like that much difference in their height. And I said to her, I told you this was going to happen. I kept telling you not to push him around.
Yeah.
Okay, so think. I mean, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be an important situation. And okay, so let's say that you started off in the IELTS exam with the situation that you gave, which was being in hospital. You set the scene quite well with this nurse that was always right and everybody else was always wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so you reach a point where, okay, actually I can't really think of one instance. Then make a story up. Just make it up. Invent the story. Okay. Don't freeze and don't let the time tick by where you're not saying anything. You've got to really think on your feet, that and you know that 1 minute of thinking time is when you set the story out. So even when you're setting it out, you need to be thinking, okay, I can't think of an instance, but I'll make up one instance, or I'll put several examples together into one story. Okay. And make it into one incident. Okay, we've run out of time, but I want you to, when we have our next class, I want you to, we'll go back to this one and you will do it again, okay? Because you've got to start thinking about it. Okay,
so if you found this IELTS class useful, informative, or entertaining, please give it a like, subscribe, and share with other people who you think might benefit from these live IELTS class videos using actual examination topics. Most of the students participating in these classes are now living their dream in English-speaking countries around the world. If you want classes with me, you can contact me on X, LinkedIn, MS Teams, or Viber. Details are given in the description below or on the About page for this channel. Thank you.